Today I will show you how to knit this interesting shawl. First, make sure the racking handle is in its highest position. Raise 5 needles in 1-to-1 division on the back bed, then raise 4 needles in 1-to-1 division on the front bed of the machine. Both end needles must be on the back bed. Place the edge springs on the last working needles. Set both locks to N and the stitch size to 2. Insert the orange strippers and take the first color yarn. I'm using 2 strands of acrylic yarn. Knit 1 row. Set both locks to CX and increase the stitch size to 3. Now knit 2 rows. Lay a piece of yarn over the stitches, drop both ends between the beds, make a knot and attach a weight to the loop. Set both locks to N and increase the stitch size to 4. Knit 1 row to finish the cast on. On the front lock, set the stitch size to 2.5. Then set the back lock to CX and the stitch size to 2.5. Now knit 1120 rows. Clear the row counter, set the back lock to N and the stitch size to 4.5. Move the edge springs and transfer all stitches to the needles on the back bed. You can make any type of cast off that you want. Raise the opposite needles on the front bed and place the edge springs on the last working needles. Rotate the racking handle clockwise to its lowest position and knit 1 row. Lower the front bed and make a chain stitch cast off, or at least that's the cast off method I chose to make. Now move the edge springs and remove the cord from the machine. That's the cord I made. It's 185 centimeters long. Set the front lock to BX, the stitch size to 5 and press both arrow keys. Set the back lock to BX and the stitch size to 5. Insert the black strippers and take the second color yarn. Put the racking handle in its lowest position and drop the front bed. Now take the cord and rehang the side loops to the needles on the back bed. The long stitch side of the cord must be facing you. You have to rehang a total of 160 loops to the needles on the back bed. Drop the end of the cord between the beds of the machine, then attach 4 equally spaced weights. On the back bed, raise pushers under all working needles. At right on the front bed, raise 3 groups of 8 pushers as shown in the video. You must have 8 pushers in working position, then the next 8 pushers must be in the blocking rail. Place the edge springs on the last working needles and make sure the latches are closed. Now knit 2 rows. At left on the back bed, put 4 pushers in resting position. Then knit 2 rows and put 4 pushers in resting position. Knit 2 rows and repeat. You have to repeat these steps until the row counter is at 40 rows. As always, I will leave the whole footage so you can see everything. Don't forget to show me your support by pressing the like button. By the way, the size of this shawl can be easily changed by adding 1 or 2 additional strands of yarn and increasing the stitch size. That way you will have a big shawl instead of an egg decoration. You don't have to change anything else and the way to knit it is exactly the same. Now I'm knitting the last 2 rows. Rotate the racking handle to its highest position. Clear the row counter and set the front lock to GX. Set the back lock to N. On the front bed, move the edge springs and use the double eye bodkin tool to transfer all stitches to the opposite needles on the back bed. Now use the single prong tool and the yarn from the lock and cast off 40 stitches on the back bed. I have a video where I'm showing this cast off method up close, so you can check it out if you are not familiar with it. Transfer the last stitch 1 needle to the left. On both beds, put the empty needles out of working position. Then move the edge spring on the last working needle. Move the lock to the color changer and take the waste yarn. Rotate the racking handle to its lowest position and knit 20 rows. Move the lock to the color changer, leave all eyelets there and retread the machine. Take off all weights from the piece. Slide the lock to the left to drop the first wedge. Move the lock to the color changer and take the first color yarn. Clear the row counter, set the front lock to BX and press both arrow keys. Set the back lock to BX. Drop the front bed and rehang the stitches of the first wedge to the needles on the back bed. Now you can see up close. We cast off 40 stitches from the first wedge, so now you have to rehang 120 stitches of the first wedge and 40 additional stitches of the cord. Now you can see how I'm rehanging the last stitches from the wedge. And now I'm continuing with the 40 additional stitches of the cord. Don't forget to put the cord between the beds of the machine. Now it should look like this. After you rehang the stitches, don't forget to attach the weights back. Now raise the same needles on the front bed. You can raise the pushers and they will push the needles you need in working position. The pushers have to be in working position. Now make sure all pushers on the back bed are in working position. You have to repeat the same steps to knit the next wedge. As you can see, I'm almost ready. I had rehanged the last 120 stitches of the 10th wedge and I have to rehang the last 40 stitches of the cord. Don't forget to place the edge springs on the last working needles. Also, don't forget to use the weights. After you knit the last wedge, drop the front bed and cast off all stitches. I used this method to cast off the end stitches of each wedge, so I decided that I have to use it for the end of the shawl. Don't forget that I have a video for casting off the stitches where you can see the process up close. I'm casting off the last stitches. Finally, pull the yarn through the last loop. This is what the shawl looks like. Now you have to remove the waste yarn and iron it. After you remove the waste yarn, check the wedges for dropped stitches. That's the final result. If you want to make it bigger, just add 1 or 2 additional strands of yarn and increase the stitch size accordingly. That's all for today. Have a nice day and see you in my next video.